I regret getting lip blushing, and here is why.
Oh my god, this is scary. I don't know what happened.
It looks crazy, I know.
They're starting to dry out and flake.
They are starting to crack, they're starting to peel.
And they are so crusty.
It's just itchy.
It got so bad that I literally ended up in the ER.
It was burning. I could feel it in myself.
And as for the lip blush, the healing process is awful. It's so not worth it.
If you were thinking about getting this done, just buy lipstick.
Okay, we need to talk about lip blushing because I don't think people are being honest about what this actually is. Everyone talks about it like it's basically a lip tint. Like, oh, it's just a little pigment. It heals in 2 weeks. No big deal. And I get why that sounds fine on paper. But then I started going through video after video of women who went in for what they thought was a beauty appointment and came out with staph infections, ER visits, cold sore outbreaks, lips so swollen, they didn't even look like their own face anymore. And at some point I was just like, this isn't a beauty risk. This is an actual health risk that got a cute name. Because semi-permanent is doing so much heavy lifting. It's a tattoo. Let's just say the word.
So I get asked all the time, what is a beauty treatment that I would literally never do? Like, you could not pay me $10,000, $20,000 to ever do this. Lip blushing.
This is everything you need to know about lip blushing. It's basically a face tattoo, so you never have to wear lip color. Highly recommend to any girl who's high maintenance because she wants to be low maintenance.
If you're prone to very sensitive skin or cold sores, do not get this done.
Here's how my lips look today. Office did, and it did come back as having a staph infection. So I am on the right course. I'm almost finished up with my antibiotics, the 2 oral ones and the antibiotic muprosin, I think is how you say it, which have been helping tremendously. I do want to say that my lips look like they have like a white scarring underneath it. I'm hoping that it goes away and that it doesn't scar white permanently on my lips forever.
If you're prone to very sensitive skin or cold sores, do not get this done. I made sure that the environment was clean, the materials were clean, so I don't believe it was anything of that sort, even though I got diagnosed with contact dermatitis. That was directly after. You can see some swollenness in here, but not too much. Guys, it got progressively worse each and every single night. It got so bad that I literally ended up in the ER Christmas night, where I was injected with 2 steroids straight to the bones and prescribed some medicine to take over the course of 2 weeks. It then turned into an open wound that I was literally dying from, that I had to sleep in my mouth taped shut every day, couldn't eat. This was about after 2 to 3 weeks.
I just came back from getting a lip blush tattoo. Before you guys come at me or think it's a botched job, this is how it's supposed to look when it's swollen, and it is completely normal. Unlike my fox eye threads, it's actually meant to be like this, so do not stress out or anything like that. This was a collaboration, so I didn't pay for it, but I won't drop the name of the business yet until it's a little bit more healed, because if you guys think, oh my gosh, it looks terrible or it's a botched job or whatever, I don't want you guys to think that they did a bad job, because they definitely did a proper job and it's meant to be like this. But I will post a video later on about the process, like I filmed the duration of the lip blush tattoo, so I'll post that a bit later on. But at the moment, this is what my lips look like. They were actually more swollen before, and I think they've gone down slightly, so they were even bigger and more bruised, and now the bruises are slowly going away. There's still like bruising there. That's really the worst one over here, but there was way more bruises on the top lip, and now they've kind of disappeared already after like a few hours. And some of the swelling is gone down, but not like, it's still very swollen, but I think it'll take a few days for it to fully go down. But they were very sore, and they still do feel bruised, but not as sore as what they were when I was first, like when I was there getting it done. I would say the pain was pretty intense, and they were meant to do 3 rounds of lip blush on each of my lips, but I could only get through 2 because it was pretty intense pain. But it still will make a difference, and I will go back for a touch-up as well in 8 weeks.
They're so swollen. Oh my god, you guys, I don't think you're ready. Oh my god, this is scary. Help. I have no words.
So I got my lips blushed like in February, and throughout the healing process after it should have been healed already, my lips were so dry.
I'm getting my lips blushed today. I am so excited. As you can see, I literally have barely any pigment in my lips. I just got done. This is immediately after. I think they look so good. I brought some swatches for my lip liners that I like. She matched it perfectly. I am so in love with it.
I get why people want this done though. I really do. You're tired of drawing your lip line every morning. You want to look a little more put together without trying. That's not a crazy thing to want. And some women genuinely love it. Their lips look even, they feel confident without makeup, whatever. That part's real. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But nobody really explains beforehand that your lips aren't skin like the rest of your face. It's mucous membrane. It's thin, it's full of blood vessels, and it just does not heal the same predictable way your eyebrows or your cheeks would. So the whole, it'll just be like getting your brows done. Comparison kind of falls apart immediately.
Hey, Doug.
Hey. You see the swelling went down. Okay. This is the after look. Lip blush.
They're telling me that it's going to be 60%, 50 to 60% less color, and I went for a nude. So is this going to become nude in 3 to 5 days? I do believe them because the page is so amazing, and I love the shape. I feel like things are going to be even better, but this color is giving Christmas.
It is day 5. I finally got the Abreva, which is for cold sores. It's a natural part of healing when you're prone to cold sores. But it's so embarrassing walking like that because it's like wanting to get a lip tattoo triggered this mess. It's just itchy, and I got the medication on it now, and it's scabbing and healing and never. Not on the face, not on the lips.
These are my lips before getting lip blushing done. Okay, these are my lips immediately after getting lip blushing done.
My lips the next day after getting lip blushing done. This is them without the ointment on. I just woke up and I'm going to put the ointment on. They are kind of just starting to crack, and this whole layer is supposed to crack and fall off, and then underneath will be my new lips. Day 3 of my lips. They are starting to crack, they're starting to peel, they're starting to look a little ugly, and I'm just hoping this ends soon. It looks a little bit better with the healing ointment on. Okay, we are on day 4. Here's the lip update. Day 4, here are my lips. You can see that they're almost done peeling, which I'm really excited for because they're annoying me, but we're almost done. This is maybe day 6, but these are my lips and they are done peeling, but they're not fully done healing yet. Like they feel fine, they feel like just regular lips, but the lady said that they're going to not be as pigmented right now because there's something called like a ghost stage or an invisible stage where the pigment kind of comes out a little bit and then it will come back after like 2 weeks. So we'll try it out and see, but these are my lips right now. Like this top line isn't as defined as she made it when we first did it, but again, she says over the next 2 weeks some of the pigment will come back because of the healing process. So
the girl that does my lashes was doing them and she needed a model, so I was the model, and unfortunately it looks like I'm either allergic to something in the like pigment or numbing, or I'm just like really sensitive to having a needle shoved all over my lips, and I got more swelling than the average person. This is what they look like. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what happened, but it's so bad.
So today is day 5 with lip blush. I got my lips tattooed on Thursday, and today is probably the worst day. I woke up this morning and they are so crusty. I've already put some stuff on them, but I'm going to show you. They look really bad. Look at this. You're going to be grossed out. Now, it looks kind of like a blister, but it's actually not. Watch this. There's like a whole chunk off, but you're really not supposed to pick them off. Ew. You're supposed to let them stay on. So I'm just kind of stuck with them right now. I have to leave them on. Oh, here comes fall. And I need to just like not pick at them, not touch them. Put as much of this tattoo aftercare. This just says, what does it say on it?
And you can see that the second you get to the healing part, because it's not cute. It swells, then it dries out, then it cracks, then it peels, then it gets crusty, and you're told, whatever you do not pick at it. Just let it fall off on its own. And then there's this thing called the ghost phase, where the color basically disappears for a bit before it comes back weeks later in whatever shade it decides to settle into, which nobody can 100% promise you ahead of time. So if you're picturing like a quick little touch up and you're back to normal by dinner, no, you are looking at days of your face straight up looking like it's healing from something, because it is.
It's disgusting. Oh, some of it came off. You're not supposed to get it off. It's disgusting.
And this is not exactly the update that you were expecting.
I've been MIA because I have a really nasty cold sore breakout right now. Here's the thing. If you've had cold sores before, getting lip blush tattoo will trigger a cold sore outbreak. It is not going to give you cold sores if you've never had them before, though, so, you know, don't be scared. But when I went to go get my first session of lip blush, I did my due diligence. I went to the doctor and I got a prescription for antiviral medication, and I made sure to take it before and after the lip blush procedure. First time around, I had no problems. However, I went and did my touch-up, and guess who forgot to go get the antiviral medication? Me. Honestly, I thought I was good. I thought I was in the clear. I had it done on last Monday, and I didn't really have any issues come Thursday night. My lips had just pretty much finished peeling, and I was driving home, I think like 10:30 at night, and I'm like, oh, my lip is itchy, and I scratched it. I was like, wait, why is that bumpy? And I looked in the mirror, and there were tiny little blisters, and I was like, oh my God. So I went and drove to Shoppers, like in a panic. And thankfully, pharmacists can actually prescribe medications now for minor things like cold sores. So she gave me another prescription for Valtrex, which I took again. And I bought some Abreva, and I just like slathered that on. It didn't go away completely, but then looked like it was starting to get better by yesterday. But then, so this one was like a big one that like popped and was like starting to crust over. And then I see a nice new little cluster there. And I'm like, oh my God, will this stop? So I went to the walk-in clinic this morning and I talked to a doctor, and they gave me a stronger prescription of something that I can put on it. It's still getting bigger. And they also gave me a longer dosage of Valtrex. But yeah, so that's that. But I will say I do love the lip blush though.
Honestly, if you were thinking about getting this done, just buy lipstick. So when I took this video, I realized like, wait, I actually really like my lips. Like maybe I shouldn't do this. And while I was getting the numbing thing, I was like, okay, I definitely should go home. But I did not go home. So first she started with this lip neutralization, which was fine. And then I tell her I just want pink, and she's like, well, pink, it's gonna be too subtle, like too natural. Like you should have this bright ruby red. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And she's like, trust me, it's gonna fade to pink. Trust me. It did not. So it was also excruciatingly painful. Like I was swelling like crazy. It felt so raw and numb, and I looked really bad. Oh my God. Honestly, if you were thinking about getting this done, just buy lipstick. It was so painful. I had to beg her to stop, and then I just looked the worst out of anyone I've ever seen get this. When you get it done, and if it looks kind of like bleh, when you're delusional, this means like later it's gonna look so good. I was wrong. My lips did not turn into a pretty color.
They were so big and swollen. It hurt so badly. I'm worn off really quickly. Partly my fault because I couldn't hack going back for the top up. Now I only wear mascara, so I was looking for something low maintenance, but this just wasn't worth it for me.
And the immediate results are a bit scary, but the swelling is supposed to go down and the color will fade about 30 to 50%. But for now, it looks crazy, I know. Hopefully, once the swelling goes down and the color fades, it's gonna look a little bit more natural.
Got my lips blushed like in February, and ever since then, it was like throughout the healing process after it should have been healed already, my lips were so dry. And it was like not the kind of like normal dry, like where it's chapped and it's peeling. It's like, it was like this certain dry where it just hurt to move. Like think about like when you're exfoliating your skin so hard and you have that layer of skin like that just, you need to just slap moisturizer on there and then just let it heal. And the downside is as soon as any little bit of moisturizer and whatever I was using got off of my lips, like the feeling of burning would come back to my lips. So as you saw in the picture earlier, it's not like being chapped, it's more like your skin is so heavily exfoliated that it burns. Anything that touches that skin will burn. Like a draft of wind could just go by and it'll burn. Nothing that like I was using was working. I tried Laneige, I tried Ole Henriksen, I've tried so many different things. I've tried like a retinol, like lip balm, all that stuff. None of it was working.
Now the cold sore thing, if this applies to you, please actually listen, because this one is not a maybe. Even if you've never had a visible cold sore in your life, if you carry that virus dormant, trauma to your lips can wake it up. That's not bad luck. That's just what the virus does. One woman did everything right the first round, Pre-medicated, no issues. Then completely forgot before her touch-up and ended up bouncing between pharmacists and walk-in clinics trying to chase down an outbreak that kept spreading on her. This needs to be a conversation before you're in the chair. Not after you're already swollen and Googling cold sore versus infection in a parking lot at 10:30 at night.
Honestly, I don't really love the result. This is what my lips looked like before. You can see my upper lip is not very even. So I wanted to outline the lips, make them more symmetrical on both sides, as well as just add a little bit of natural pigment. This is what my lips looked like right after the first round of my lip tattoo. They were really swollen because I have lip filler, but I liked the result at first. However, this is what my lips started looking like 3 days later, and this is just 1 week later. Then I went in for a retouch and I was told that they've never seen anyone's lips fade like that before. But this is what my lips looked like right after the retouch. Again, very pigmented and a little bit swollen. I personally didn't love how they overlined my upper lip here because I wanted very natural result. But here they changed the shape of my lips. And here I am 3 months later with this result. You can see that my lips look almost the same as before, but now the color is so uneven. So yeah, my lips definitely did not heal well.
This was my lip color right before I got the lip blushing. This was directly after. So when I went there, I asked for like a Benetint kind of look just because I was in that makeup era where I would always have like kind of a Benetint color lip and a nude kind of eye. This was how my makeup was looking at the time, so I just wanted to recreate this. Now it's definitely faded. Like I never got it touched up after that just because the artist that I went to just lived so far away that I was supposed to get it touched up after like I think 6 months, but she lived so far away like I could never find the time to get it touched up. This is how it is now. Honestly, I feel like in this lighting especially, it just looks like a little darker than my natural color, so it definitely fades a lot. It was definitely more vibrant in the beginning. Number one thing I wish I did before was I wish I had thought a little bit more about makeup phases and like makeup phases that I usually go through, because I was literally only in that makeup phase for like 5 or 6 months until I realized that like my lips aren't my favorite feature, so why do I keep trying to make them stand out? And now I do more of like an eye look every day rather than making my lips the focal point. Now the lip blushing is kind of annoying because I try to nude out my lip every day, but it'll come through almost with any lipstick. If I was gonna redo it instead, I wish I had done more of just like a pink color instead of like an orange red, because I feel like a pink would number one look more natural without makeup. If I was gonna get it redone, I would probably just reinforce like my natural lip line, almost like a lip liner look, but just with like a darker version of my natural lip color. I know the length of how long it stays really depends on how well your skin absorbs like tattoo ink, I guess, because me and my sister got it done the exact same time, the exact same color, and hers faded a lot quicker than mine faded.
I got mine done 4 weeks ago, and honestly, it might be the best thing I've ever done. The first thing I need you to know is that you've got to do your research. After all, it's the center of your face, so this is not the time to get a Groupon. What I love is that my lip is dark enough that I can wear it with a full face of makeup and it looks done, but even when I'm not wearing makeup, it doesn't look like unnatural or anything. Second thing you need to know is about the pain level. I would probably say it's like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I walked in and went straight into numbing, but it is like a 2.5 hour long process, so it does start to wear off. So I did start to feel a little bit of pain, but it was no big deal. I just asked Marin for a little bit more of numbing, and then I couldn't feel it anymore. The third thing is that because it is a longer process, I would definitely bring some headphones, like you're sitting in the chair for a few hours. So the second time when I brought headphones in, I just listened to a podcast and kind of just zoned out. The fourth thing I want to touch on is the downtime, and it's really like 4 or 5 days of peeling. The peeling isn't so bad that you can't like go out in public. Like I was still taking calls, I was still taking meetings, and then there is like kind of a stringent aftercare routine. Let me open it up so I can tell you exactly what it is. Okay, so it's no spicy food for 24 hours. You're not supposed to get it wet for 3 to 5 days. And then finally just not being in direct sunlight for 2 weeks. So yeah, if you follow that aftercare, you should be fully healed in about 2 weeks. And then again, this is what I'm looking like after a month.
Y'all do not laugh at me, do not judge me. I need someone to help me. I went and got lip blush, and I got my lips tatted and got the lip blush, whatever. Cause you know, I love the pink full lips. I like the healthy red juicy lips. So I literally just got it, and tell me why it looked like this. Do not laugh. Like, why does it look hella bloody?
I really wanted my lips tattooed. I just wanted a really pretty pink color, which they are not here.
Can we talk about the pain for a second? Because I feel like this gets brushed over a lot. Some women are like, it was a 3 out of 10, no big deal, fine. But then other women are describing having to beg the artist to stop, saying it felt raw, numb, and somehow both at once. One woman said the cleanup afterward, the actual wiping, hurt worse than the needle part. That's huge range. And when the pain experience is that inconsistent on an area this sensitive, I think that alone should tell you this deserves more caution than beauty is pain. Babe, you'll be fine.
I got lip blushing done for the first time 4 weeks ago, and I just canceled the touch-up. I canceled it. Anyone who has gotten lip blushing done or has seen a video on the process knows that the following days when you're healing are kind of scary. Your lips look crazy. Did I freak out? Maybe just a little bit, but I made it through, and I finally got to week 3, and I was not loving what I was seeing. So like anyone else would, I decided to reach out to the artist, send her a photo of my lips, and all I asked was for her to assess them. My main concerns were her going outside of the lip border, it being a little bit too thick and prominent. I did not want the lip liner look. I was just concerned with this overall shape and line around my lips. And with all of the information and all of the photos, she could not give me a straight up answer. All they kept saying is, come in for the touch up, come in for the touch up, I'll make him look better, come in for the touch up. And that's just not what I wanted to hear. It felt very salesy to me. It just was not a genuine, thought out, intentional response. You're tattooing my lips, girlfriend. You're literally putting a needle to my face. I need an answer of how you're gonna fix this. Or at least hold yourself accountable and say, yeah, I did go a little bit too hard there. Or yeah, I did go outside the lip border a little bit. So that made me very uncomfortable and hesitant to go in for the touch up. And during that time, I did share my appointment and I did share the following days in recovery process. And I would say at least 10 permanent makeup artists reached out to me and told me not to go back to them. I was already having doubts, but hearing it come from them made me even more skeptical. And I just didn't want to make this situation worse. So I went with my gut. I messaged the salon and I canceled my appointment. I explained why, and the owner ended up reaching back out to me. The owner is also a permanent makeup artist. She asked me if I wanted to come in so she could assess my lips in person and answer all the questions that I had for the other artist, which I agreed to. I appreciate that level of customer service. So I go in and she takes a very close look at my lips and the lip border underneath a light. And she confirmed that the spot I was concerned about here and here are not outside of the lip border. It's just a lot darker than other places. So it just looks more prominent and exaggerated. So I got my answer with that, which I appreciate so much. And she even went about how she would go about the touch up with the concerns that I had. Literally, it was all I was asking from the other artists. Prior to this appointment, I was looking around at some other people to do the touch up. But after meeting with her, she made me feel really comfortable. So I ended up scheduling a touch up with her, but it's not till mid-July. I'm gonna wait to see how my lips continue to heal and how the color continues to change. Because I swear every day that I wake up, my lip color looks different. So yes, I don't love what I'm seeing, but she reassured me that the touch-up will help some of those imperfections.
So what I did was I booked in with this lip lady. My friend had done her lips with her and I saw her the day after and they looked really nice. Although they were fresh, they hadn't even peeled yet. So we didn't know the aftermath. But when I saw her, they looked really nice. They were really swollen, but obviously like I was like, oh, that'll go down. But they were a beautiful pink color. I booked in with this lady. I paid the deposit and I booked it in for I think in 2 weeks, and a week had passed and my friend hated her lips, like fucking hated her lips. To be really honest, this friend was a bit of a drama queen, so therefore I still went to the appointment, but I hadn't seen her since the second day. Like I saw it, but they looked good. They were swollen, but I knew that was going to go down, blah blah blah. But this girl, like I said, was a drama queen, so I still went stupidly to the lip lady. And guys, it took her 2 hours just to outline my lips. 2 hours, and by the end I was there for over 5 hours, almost 6. And she spent half an hour to an hour taking photos of my lips. So needless to say, she was brand new at it, but not told anyone. So I have extremely dry skin, especially around my nose and around my mouth. So what happened was, because my skin was so dry, she was trying to wipe away like I guess the tattoo color, and it had gone around my lips, and she was trying to wipe it away. It started to really hurt, and I was like, oh babe, it really hurts. Like just be careful because I have really dry skin. And I said it in the nicest way, probably too nice, because I could feel this pain in my soul. But I'm also all about small businesses getting their content and as much as they need. So I try to be nice because I have a small business. So like, I get it. You want good photos of your work. But when I say she wiped so hard my lips that it was burning, like I said, I could feel it in my soul, in my toes, in my body, in my loins. And I said it to her a couple times, it was that bad, and she wouldn't stop scrubbing. She's like, no, I need to clean it for the photos. And she was like frantic. She's like, no. And scrubbing. And she was using gauze. Do you know what gauze are? That really harsh shit. Imagine that on already dry red skin, scrubbing dear fucking life. Imagine. Let's just say for a moment there, I thought I could see the light. I thought I was going to the other side. I thought I was dying. Anyway, she took a bunch of photos. I left. I had a partner at the time. He saw me and he was like, what the fuck happened to your lips? Like, you look fucked. Like, he was like, you look fucked. So then I was like, oh shit. I know it. She'd fuck shit up. The wounds were not like this yet. They were really open and red, raw, bleeding. I had to go to the chemist and get a medicine, like a cream. It took over 2 weeks to heal. My skin is still really sensitive in that area.
Last night I FaceTime my mum, as I usually do when I'm feeding Bradley, and I was like, what the fuck is that on your lips? And she was like, don't worry, it's a lip stain from Superdrug. I was like, thank fuck, because honestly, that looks awful. Fast forward to this morning, Bradley and I go to football, and afterwards we go to Dolby's, we meet my mum and have breakfast. Anyway, she gets in the car and I was like, what is that? And she was like, I've had lip blush done. Oh my god, oh my god. When I tell you, it was awful. It was fucking awful. She paid £65 for it. That right there was a dead giveaway, but she didn't quite think anything of it. Secondly, they were so overlined. Oh, they were, I've got photos, I've got videos, I will attach them. Thirdly, the girl that done it asked for my mum's consent to post it on social media. My mum didn't give consent and she posted the photo anyway. Fourthly, there was no consent forms. There was no talking her through it. There was no, this is the procedure, this is how it's going to work, this is the healing, this is the aftercare. There was no aftercare given. She qualified in April. I get it. Everybody has to start somewhere. I understand that. But for the love of God, practice, 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 practice before you do it on people. My mum and I have frantically tried to find somewhere that will fucking remove it.
I am telling you right now, it is so not worth it because you're going to be left with blotchy, uneven, usually a weird lip line around your lips that's going to make it look like you have uneven grandma lip liner on all the time.
The infection stories are the ones that actually scared me a little. One woman ended up in the ER, got a confirmed staph infection, weeks of antibiotics. Now she's got this white scarring she's hoping fades and isn't permanent. Another one had a wound so bad she had to tape her mouth shut just to sleep. Couldn't eat properly for weeks. That's not the color came out wrong. That's your body actively fighting something that got into an open wound, and your lips are just a genuinely bad spot for that to happen. You eat with them, drink with them, talk with them all day, so bacteria has nonstop access. If aftercare slips even a little, or the setup wasn't as clean as advertised, this is how fast it goes sideways. Then there's the color and shape stuff, which honestly might be the most common regret out of all of them. Woman asks for pink, gets talked into a bold red because trust me, it'll fade. It does not fade the way she was told. Another gets overlined, like actually outside her natural lip border, not a subtle thing. And here's what gets me with lipstick, you just wipe it off and try again. With this, the mistake is under your skin. You don't get a redo button. You get a waiting game and hoping it settles into something you can live with. Also, and I feel like this happens to literally everyone at some point, so many of these women say some version of, I knew mid-appointment I should stop, and I didn't. One woman is sitting there, numbing cream already on, and she's like, wait, I actually like my natural lips. And she stayed anyway. I get it. Someone's already set up. You don't want to be that person. But that little pause, that's not you being dramatic. That's your gut doing exactly what it's supposed to do. You're allowed to just get up. Losing a deposit is nothing compared to living with a decision that's now permanently on your face. And honestly, watch how artists respond when something looks off, because that tells you everything you need to know. One woman raised real concerns, sent photos, asked direct questions about her lip border, and all she got back was just come in for the touch-up. Over and over. Not an explanation. Not, yeah, I might have gone a little heavy there. Just more tattooing, please. Trust me. If someone can't clearly tell you what happened and what's actually fixable before offering to put another needle near your mouth, that's not confidence. That's a sales pitch. Here's the other thing nobody thinks about going in. Your taste is not fixed. It's just not. Somebody gets this done to match whatever makeup era they're in at the time. A specific color they're obsessed with that season. Fast forward a year, and now they want their eyes to be the whole look. They want a bare, nude lip. Except the pigment doesn't care what you want anymore. It's just sitting there, coming through whatever you put on top of it. Lipstick lets you change your mind. This asks you to commit to a version of yourself you might not even recognize in a year. So when you zoom out on all of it, the thing that gets me isn't that this is always a disaster. It's that low maintenance quietly became the highest maintenance thing some of these women have ever done to their bodies. No spicy food, no water on it, no sun, no touching. Possible infection, possible cold sores, possible bad color, possible overlining, possible removal down the road. That's a lot of possible for something that was supposed to save you 5 minutes in the morning. I'm not saying nobody should get this done. Genuinely, plenty of women heal beautifully and love it for years. I just think the pretty filtered after photo is doing a lot of false advertising for everything that happens in between. So before you book it, think about your skin, think about your cold sore history, think about whether your artist can actually explain the risks instead of just reassuring you, and think about whether you'll still want this exact color in 3 years, in a completely different era of your life. Because a lip stain washes off at the end of the night. This doesn't. So, after all that, are you still team